Today on The Boss, I want to talk about something that's really going to come up a lot if you're somebody who's an entrepreneur or somebody who's trying to start your own business. You know, a lot of times we'll approach our friends and our family with our ideas, only to have them shoot it down with a million reasons why it won't work. Now, it's not necessarily that they're intentionally trying to hurt you or trying to steal your thunder. In some ways, they may be trying to protect you. In some ways, they may be envious of the idea that you're taking a chance. In some ways, they may actually not necessarily have faith that you can do it because they haven't seen that in you. But no matter what, it's really important that if you have an idea you believe in, that you put all that in perspective. If you are going to ask other people for advice and input, expect a lot of negativity. Expect a lot of reasons why it won't work. But if you believe enough in your idea and you've actually mapped out why you believe it can work, then all that negativity should be just stuff for you to consider, but it's not going to derail you. There was a great comment by John Asseroff. Now, this is a phrase I've heard before, but I heard him say it in a way that I just loved. He said, "It's not what people say to you. It's what you do after people say that to you." Or in other words, it's not what people say to you, it's what you do with what they say to you. So if you're going to let somebody derail you and steal your thunder, unfortunately, you're probably never going to be able to move forward because you're going to always run into those roadblocks. Look, when I started my company, it was a crazy time in the economy when a lot of companies were really struggling, the economy was down, and I had people all around me telling me I was crazy. You know, why now? Why would you do that? Had I listened to them, I would have never taken the opportunity and seized it. Now, when I was younger, I have to admit, I had a lot of passion for being an entrepreneur. I would come up with ideas, and I would run this by my friends and my family, and I would often get shot down. I'd get told there's reasons why that doesn't work, or somebody's already doing that, or, well, you could never do that. Now, it's not that I was around negative people. It's just that's the human nature of people to give that kind of feedback. This is why when we turn on the news, CNN, Fox, whatever, there's a lot of doom and gloom on the news. There's a lot of negativity. Negativity sells. Negativity is something that we're surrounded by. But you can't let it hold you back. Yes, you can use that for constructive feedback. You can use that as a means to realize that, hey, okay, I need to think out all of the issues. Valid point. But I'm not going to let that derail me. And once you get to the point where you've got an idea you truly believe in, I assure you, you're not going to let that stuff derail you. And if it does, it's going to be a temporary thing. And you're going to go back to your plan, and you're going to realize that, hey, you know what? This is important enough, and I've got this figured out. I'm moving forward. Now, there's a reason that really wealthy people and really influenced networkers surround themselves with other people that are like-minded, or other people that are maybe even more successful than they are, because those people are not going to have that kind of mindset. Now, they may give you reasons why something won't work, but a lot of times they're going to follow it up with, hey, have you considered this? At the end of the day, if you've got your beliefs, you're set on your path and your course, don't let people derail you. Use that as constructive feedback and use that as a means to say, okay, I do need to make some changes in my process, but the end goal is the same. And see, that's the point. You need an end goal. Planning is not necessarily about having every single step mapped out, although that's great stuff. You need that end mark. You need to know, where am I going? Here's the finish line up here, and I'm going to cross over that finish line. Without that, you can get yourself in trouble. And, you know, a lot of times you're going to have ideas that you may not have all the answers to. And those are the times when you're going to be really vulnerable. And it's going to be easy for somebody to derail you right there on the spot. You've just got to do what you can to avoid letting that derailment be permanent. Maybe it's a redrafting of ideas. Maybe it's a refocus. Or maybe it's just ignoring altogether what they said because you know that their perspective is not the reality you need to focus on. If you've done your due diligence, you've done your homework, there's no reason you should let that hold you back. So remember, it's not what people say to you, it's what you do with what people say to you. I guarantee you're going to be tested a lot on your entrepreneurial journey. You know, once you're at a certain point, maybe not. And once people see that you can do it, those things go away. I don't get tested anymore. I don't have people questioning a lot of my judgment, and when they do, I generally chalk it up to what it is. Some good feedback. Thank you. And I move on. And I do what I need to do to be successful, because at the end of the day, you're talking about building a career for yourself. You're talking about building a livelihood. And no matter what you do, you need to embrace the idea that if you've got a plan and a vision, you need to follow through. If you need help, don't be afraid to ask for help. But when that help comes to you and it's contrary to what you believe and it doesn't fit your vision, maybe you need to go find help from someone else. So I want to thank you for stopping by, The Boss. Hope this is helpful. Stay on course and don't let others derail you. And I wish you lots of success.